It's the 2nd of May today, 2015, and I'm going to transplant these tomatoes. They've grown up enough in the pots that they're ready to go, and I'm going to be putting them out into the ground in a greenhouse that I have. But you could just as well be putting them outside, in the garden or something like that, because I'm going to be planting these in the ground just like you would. Kind of show you how to do it. Now, there is one thing that I want to mention. You can see this one here. It looks like I've been digging this up or something. And I did, because I got suspicious of these pots. They're supposed to be the kind, that disintegrate and you plant them right in the ground. But you can see this thing here has got roots. I've pulled this ball out of here. And you can see it's got a lot of roots in there. But there isn't anything penetrating outside this thing at all, except through these little holes right here. And that got me kind of suspicious, because where these have been sitting is over here in my hydroponics setup, where, as you can see, this one here, you can see it's in the water. It's sitting in the water. It is soaked all the time, and still the pot is intact and in good shape. That makes me very suspicious that they are going to disintegrate into the ground. Whereas something like this, you know darn well that's going to disintegrate. And because I've used these before, these things here, if you put them in the hydroponics, setting them in the water, they get so flimsy that you can hardly handle them. And usually before you plant them, you'll have roots coming out everywhere, all over these things. So I know these things disintegrate. I'm a little suspicious of these. So what I'm going to do is go out in the garden and plant some of these with the pots on, and the others I'm going to take them out and see what happens. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is my preparation. I didn't think you would be very interested in watching me dig holes. So there's the shovel I done it with, and there's the holes. But what you see here is I've got 5 holes. And then I'm going to put the tomato plants in, and there are the tomato plants. And the other thing you can see is I've got a bucket of water there. That's going to be important later on. Alright, here we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is plant those tomatoes I was telling you about. And as I showed you, we dug these holes. Now I'm going to dig this one just a little deeper here, so bear with me just a minute. Here's that first one that I was telling you about that I didn't believe, was going to go through the pot was going to disintegrate. But if you pour this out of here, as you can see that's fairly well root bound. So this is the way you want to transplant something like this. And you don't need to worry about transplanting it too deep, as long as most of it is sticking out. So you could transplant this, in the dirt up to here if you wanted to, and it'd probably be okay. As a matter of fact, that's not a bad idea, because anything that's covered with dirt, it'll sense that and it'll start sprouting roots, and you'll get a very strong root system very quickly. So here's what we do. First thing is you lay this down in here, okay? And the second thing that you do is you get your water. The more water you have, the better chance this thing has. You don't really want to wash the roots off, but there you go. That's probably good enough. Now what you want to do is you want to put dirt on top of that. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder. I'll move over here. But grab a bunch of dirt here. And just be careful not to damage this thing. And I'll put some in there to set it up right. And just carefully put the dirt around it until it's the hole is full of dirt. And this is the same dirt I dug out of here, of course. This is regular dirt. It's not really that well fertilized and all that. But I have a sprinkler system in here that I regularly spray fertilizer and all sorts of stuff on top of things like this. And so it'll get plenty. And when I plant tomatoes here, in the past I have had very good luck. These, again, the Brandywine is an indeterminate, so it'll grow, it'll keep growing until something kills it like frost. And it's very prolific if you take care of it. Now, so there we go. There's one. There's really no need to pack that down or anything because it's just mud. And if you look at it, see there's even an earthworm there trying to get back down where it belongs. But really that's it. And if you noticed, I've buried quite a bit of the plant way past where the top of the roots were in the original pot. But it'll be fine. It'll just love that. Up there, I don't trust these pots because they don't seem to disintegrate, which is a little strange to me. But could be wrong. Maybe when you get them in the dirt, maybe something about the dirt makes them disintegrate. So we're going to do this one too. We'll just leave it in the pot like it is. And so you do the same thing. Fill the hole with water. You don't need to fill it. You don't need to fill it. You just need to put a lot of water in there. And then fill around it carefully. There. Now, a little more. Now, I'm going to leave it like that. There's a little bit of a depression, but that's well above the top of the pot. So I'm going to leave it like that. So we got this one. That's just a root ball. This one in the pot. Now what I'm going to do is plant the other three in a root ball in here, just like I did the first one. So we'll see in a few weeks which one's doing good and which ones are having difficulty, if any of them. I don't think any of them will have a problem. So we'll check back in about a week. Yeah, before I plant this, see I got this one out of here. As you can see, look how root bound that is. Everywhere, roots going everywhere, but nothing coming out of here. This isn't even soft. That's got me suspicious. So, well, maybe I can use these as permanent pots in my hydroponic stuff because they don't seem to deteriorate, although they advertise that they do. So anyway, okay, next one, here we go, and we'll put it in, and okay, there they are. All of them planted. And just for today's reference, it is the 2nd of May 2015. These are all Brandywine tomatoes. And remember, this one right here, 1, 2, this guy right here. Zero in on that guy for, let's see, we go Hollywood zoom. There we go. That was planted with the pot. So we'll see if things go good. So, these are ready to go. They're Brandywine, like I say, ready to go up their trellis. And all these strings that you see are from last year and the year before. They will grow right up to the top and touch that roof. And that's about 10 feet tall. And you have to cut them or they'll just keep going. And you got to prune them properly, otherwise you get more vine than tomatoes. But we'll talk about that another time. You can see my peas right over there on the other side, right there. They're doing well. And this is a hydroponic tube with some beans and other things that are just starting to come up. See you next time.